It's beer o'clock on Reload Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Watneys Brewery and it's a can of their Slapstick double IPA coming in at 7.5% ABV. Love the wrap on the can. It's got an emoji feel to it, an emoji design. Let's get it out into a glass and see what we get. Nice bit of smoke on the can opening, look at that. Even give me a nice little bubble. Beer in the glass then. It's creating quite a nice head for the 7.5% ABV beer. What I find is when the alcohol level goes up with a beer, you generally find it's very, very difficult. Well, not very difficult, but it's harder to create a head. So a nice head on this beer then for 7.5% ABV. We've got a 3 to 4 finger. It's slightly off-white. It's a golden amber coloured beer. Good levels of carbonation. They probably used a bit of biscuit malt in brewing this beer. Not all pale. It's definitely on the darker side for a double IPA. Interesting. Let's get the aroma. And there's quite a lot of that biscuit malt coming through in the aroma too. Chewy, nutty, biscuity notes mixed with some hops. There's definitely some hops coming through. Grapefruit and citrus. But on the aroma, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with this beer, I'd say it's more like a strong ale or a barley wine than a double IPA. I think if it was me, I think I would tone down them biscuit malts a little bit, get a little bit more pale in there, and maybe get a little bit more dry hopping going on. Just judging by the aroma. Let's dive into this one. Cheers. Lots of biscuit malt, lots of breadiness. And it's quite tart, it's quite jammy, it's a bit like mixed fruit jam on the back end rather than a clear grapefruit or a clear orange peel or a fleshy blood orange. It's a really, really nice beer. It would be a really, really nice kind of vintage ale or a barley wine. You just feel like, because of that jamminess, that tartness there, the lots of the malts going through, it's almost like I would like to maybe age. I know it sounds sacrilege to age a double IPA, but I feel for the style, it's just missed the mark a little bit. This has just missed the mark. So I have another can, to be honest. I'm going to age it. I reckon I'm going to age it for about a year. See and open it in a year's time just to see. I reckon it'll be even more like a vintage ale or a really good barley wine. So not quite a double IPA, if I'm being perfectly honest with you guys. A very nice barley wine, a very nice vintage ale. What they need to do to turn this into a really, really top class double IPA is to change the malt bill. They really need to kind of just get some more of the light malt, the pale, just use all pale malt. Get it lighter. I don't really want to be tasting lots of biscuit malt in my double IPA. I want the malt to be the base. I just want the malt to transfer the sugars into alcohol for me, and then I want a load of dry hop on the back end. I don't really want to be tasting as much malt as I'm tasting, pardon me, in this beer. So a little bit of a shame then. I really like the lager. The Irony Craft Lager was really good. The Sarcasm Citrus Pale Ale was really good. I just feel this is slightly missed the mark. And, well, saying that though, let's see what they say on the label, because they might have gone for a double IPA that's, but judging by what I'm reading, maybe not. Strap on some roller skates and enjoy this clean, crisp, tropical, fruity, West Coast inspired double IPA. Yeah, not quite there. Savour its piney bitterness and gentle malt sweetness. See, it's not really gentle malt sweetness. It's quite a heavy, big barley wine style malt build in this beer. As you carefully cross the lightly oiled Teflon floor of a ball bearing factory, blindfolded at night in a power cut. You know, they got a good sense of humour, these guys. They got a really good sense of humour. I've enjoyed drinking their beer. I'd like to try some more in the future. Maybe adjust the recipe on this can. Maybe just get some light malt. Just use some pale malt. There's no real need to use your biscuit malts, your kind of red malts in a double IPA, and maybe give some more dry hopping on the back end. That would sort it out. Rating. I'm gonna give it 2 ratings. I'm gonna be, because they just relaunched Watneys. They're quite a new affair again. They've been brewing since 1837, but they've relaunched this brand. And I'm going to be a bit diplomatic on this beer review. I'm going to give it 2 ratings. First rating, I'm going to give it under the style vintage ale or barley wine. As a vintage ale or a barley wine, it's superb. It's absolutely superb. It'd be a 9 out of 10. A Stone the Crow's 9 out of 10. But in its current form, as a double IPA, it's quite a way off. It is quite a way off. I'm probably gonna go as low as a 4 out of 10. So early days, still time to kind of adjust the recipe on this one. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up, boom, and cheers.